There is something to be said, though, about the simple fact that there was not aggression during the 4 years. I mean, you were part of that administration as well, and there was not aggression from Russia, and they waited him out, it seems, and made a move. I mean, we have a list of things that the Brookings Institution says the Trump administration implemented 52 policy actions against Russia. He took a very tough stance against Russia. I'm surprised you don't think that he would have handled this better than Joe Biden.
No, he did not. He did not. We didn't sanction Nord Stream 2. We didn't sanction Nord Stream 2. We should have. We should have brought the project to an end. We did impose sanctions on Russian oligarchs and several others because of their sales of S-400 anti-aircraft systems to other countries. But in almost every case, the sanctions were imposed with Trump complaining about it and saying we were being too hard. The fact is that he barely knew where Ukraine was. He once asked John Kelly, his second chief of staff, if Finland were a part of Russia. It's just not accurate to say that Trump's behavior somehow deterred the Russians. I think the evidence is that Russia didn't feel. Let me finish now.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't feel that their military was ready.
Let me finish now. So there you have John Bolton. He was going on and on with Rob Schmidt from Newsmax about Trump's readiness and knowledge and everything he had as far as what was going on with Russia during his presidency. Now, he also went on the record, he corrected Schmidt on his handling of Ukraine as well, which many people have been trying to say, but it's different when John Bolton jumps in. Let's watch.
You think that he was soft on Russia? I mean, if we have a list of obvious moves that he made, he obviously wasn't Putin's puppy as he's been portrayed as.
I don't think he understood what he was doing. That's my fundamental point. This is not really a policy argument. This is about Trump's lack of any significant historical knowledge, his lack of strategic thinking, and frankly, his lack of thinking about pretty much anything other than what benefited Donald Trump. Why was he concerned about Ukraine in the summer of 2019? Because he wanted that DNC server. Why was he concerned about corruption in Ukraine? Because he was looking for an excuse to cover the reason he was refusing to send $250 million of security assistance to the Ukraine. And only when that finally blew up in his face.
He did send some assistance, though. I mean, we did sell them arms.
It was mandated by Congress, and the danger was we were coming up to the end of the fiscal year. He made up the reasons that he did it. He wanted to apply pressure for his own political purposes. My point is Trump was not fit to be president. He was not competent to be president.
You worked for him, though.
I did. I mean,
you wanted
to
be on that
try
team.
And help protect American. That's exactly right. To help protect American national security.
Bolton was like body blow, uppercut, right cross. And then there was a quick aside there. Schmidt said, but you worked for him. I think that brings it all together, Adrian. There's all this criticism. And by the way, Bolton was hitting every point correctly with the facts and what Trump was up to and how these things worked out. And he knew direct knowledge of how clueless Trump really was. But again, you worked for him, bro.
You know, and to some extent, okay, I know Bolton had that nice, pause there. So clearly, he was knocked off guard. But I do think that there is some legitimacy to trying to get in there and trying to do your best to protect the American people. But I also think that there is a lot of opportunistic angles here, especially when you stay silent about a lot of the misgivings and the inappropriate moves and behavior, and you bolster up this administration and you tell the lies and you do all this song and dance, but then you decide to tell the truth, write a book after you leave. I just, I think it can be a catch-22 type situation, but I really do appreciate the fact that Bolton's out here laying out facts. I just wish it weren't so much on Newsmax, but I do also wonder who the hell watches Newsmax.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons he goes in that direction. No, like I thought that too. I'm glad you brought up that as far as like getting in there and thinking you can change things. So once he's in there and sees that he can't change things, maybe that's when you start pushing back. Now, maybe privately and secretly he was pushing back and couldn't get anywhere. Maybe that's why he's so angry right now.
Perhaps.
But it's just hard to find yourself in that situation for that long and being a part of something where your legacy and part of your legacy as John Bolton is gonna be within this administration, those things that they did. I think there's probably a cleanup effort, as you mentioned before, also writing the book to get somewhere as far as getting the information out. But that seems to be the MO of everybody.
Yeah.
And at what point are you gonna do it earlier.